If you like elm trees, an important street tree and an important tree in our ecosystems, then I've got some bad news. There's a new pest in town attacking this already imperiled tree, but you can help us track it and you can help manage it. This is the elm zigzag sawfly. Hi, I'm Kelly Oten. I'm a forest entomologist that specializes in forest insects. I like to do outreach because all of the things that I study, I want to help protect our forests, and I think a lot of you do too. But we can't be everywhere all at once. We need people out there keeping an eye out for invasive species so that if they see them, they know to report them. So today, we're going to learn everything you need to know about elm zigzag sawfly so that you know what to look for and you know where to report it. To understand why we care so much about elm zigzag sawfly, we really need to understand the host, the elm tree. So the elm tree, which we have right here, this is a leaf. You can tell that it's an elm because the base of the leaf is asymmetrical, so it comes into that stem non-symmetrically, and the edge of the leaf has a very saw-like appearance, so it has large teeth and smaller teeth. But about the mid-1900s, an invasive disease, Dutch elm disease, came through and wiped almost all of them out. So now we are here at this facility that is looking into restoring these wonderful trees that are so beloved, especially here in the US. And it's not just a good place to research Dutch elm disease, but also learn more about this new pest, elm zigzag sawfly. Now let's look at the life cycle of elm zigzag sawfly. The best way to do that is to look at some of the photos Josh has been taking.
So after we started noticing them on the elms here at our plantings at the lab, I decided that it would be good to sort of document the life stages and take a look at how they were developing, how many there were. We really didn't have any information about what they were going to do in our area or how they were going to act on American elms, really. It was a new thing, so we wanted to catch as much as we could.
Elm zigzag sawfly goes through 4 stages, very similar to the classic butterfly life cycle. They start out as eggs. The female sawfly will lay eggs on the very tip of each one of those serrations or the saw blades on the leaf. Next, when they hatch, they become larvae. This is basically the caterpillar stage of the sawfly, and this is when they do their damage. This is when they start feeding on the leaf. The name elm zigzag sawfly comes from the fact that they make a zigzag pattern as they feed. So they go towards the mid vein of the leaf, making this zigzag pattern as they go, but the bigger and bigger they get, the more of the leaf they consume. So eventually they're just like a lawnmower just consuming all of the leaf material. Once they've had their fill, that's when they pupate. They actually do build a cocoon. It could be a summer cocoon that emerges relatively quickly, or it's a winter cocoon that overwinters and won't emerge until the following spring. Once they emerge as adults, they're all female. There's actually no male elm zigzag sawfly that have ever been seen. So as soon as she emerges from the cocoon, she can immediately start laying eggs again on the tips of each one of those serrations on the leaf. One of the things we're really interested in are the natural enemies that might help keep elm zigzag sawfly populations low. One of the ones that we've been seeing a lot of is this assassin bug right here. So you probably won't see the insect itself, and even if you do, you may not be able to identify it. So what I encourage you to do, if you've got an elm on your property, like this elm right here, come take a look at it. Look at the leaves for that zigzag pattern that elm zigzag sawfly makes as it feeds. I can see a couple right here on this leaf here, a few back here, and if you do happen to see it, take a picture, let your local extension office know or your state forestry agency know, because it's really one of those things that the more people we have looking for it, the better idea we have of where this insect actually is. So we do need you to keep an eye out for it and report it if you see it. Elm zigzag sawfly will eat the leaves on your tree and might make it look bad, but it's not going to kill your tree. So now that we know about elm zigzag sawfly and the damage that it is causing to this prized tree, what are we going to do about it? And that's why we're here at this U.S. Forest Service research station to talk with Kathleen Knight.
If you have a trained pair of eyes that know what they're looking for, you're going to be able to notice this pest when you first see those little zigzags. And having more eyes out there will just allow us to understand where this pest is, if it's having any impacts in different parts of the country. And especially for our program, we have to be really careful not to move this pest around as we're moving elms. So knowing where it's at and where it isn't is really helpful for us. So if you find it and you're in a county where it hasn't already been located, you want to call your university extension office. They will be really interested in coming out, checking it out, collecting a sample. They'll be able to put it on the map once it's officially documented.
So now you may be wondering what you can do to protect your trees if they are getting defoliated by elm zigzag sawfly, and that's exactly what we're working on at NC State. I'm working with Delaney Serpon, my graduate student, who is looking at different options that can be available for you.
We're looking at 2 different formulations of chemicals that can be used to treat these populations. We're still working a little bit on that analysis of it all, but really promising so far.
So that's all you need to know about elm zigzag sawfly. Thanks so much for watching. And remember, if you've got elm, take a look at those leaves. Look for that zigzag feeding pattern. And if you do see evidence of elm zigzag sawfly, make sure you report it either to your state cooperative extension service, your state forestry agency, or you can even report it to iNaturalist. We have a lot of people checking iNaturalist, and your report will be seen. Thanks so much for watching, and enjoy your walk in the woods.